And joining us now from Baghdad is Vice President Joe Biden. Mr. Vice President, good morning.
Good morning, Erica.
The president last night, of course, said this was time to turn the page and then took that opportunity to say, and I'm quoting here, "Our most urgent task is to restore our economy." This was, though, supposed to be a speech about ending combat operations in Iraq, about the men and women currently fighting, those who have fought. Was this really the appropriate place and time to make that transition?
Yes, it was at the end of his speech. He did speak exactly about turning the page here as well. He didn't use that phrase. He talked about change the mission. I'm about to go to a ceremony literally in the next hour where that is taking place. And he did speak at length about the bravery and the sacrifice made by the men and women of this country. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, our ability to maintain our national security is, in fact, dependent upon the economy. And it's time to focus on that as well. And lastly, Erica, what he was really talking about was, just as we turn the page and are cooperating as Democrats and Republicans on the issue of Iraq, we should be doing the same thing on the economy.
When it comes to Iraq, you are there. You are there right now on the ground, of course. As people look at the Iraq that we're seeing today, the government still in flux 6 months after an election. There has been increased violence. We're hearing more and more about the sectarian divisions. Is there any concern on the part of the administration that there could be the creation of a vacuum of sorts at this point?
Well, there's always a possibility long term if this goes on, creating a vacuum. But the truth of the matter is, violence is the lowest level it's been since we arrived in 2003. Number one. Number two, the fact of the matter is that I've been speaking with every one of the major leaders. I've met with every one of the groups that won portions of the vote in the election, and I'm absolutely convinced that they are nearing the ability of forming a government that will be a government representing the outcome of the election, which was very much divided. There's 325 plus members of their parliament. The largest party got 91 votes, so it takes a while to put together this coalition, but I believe they're close to doing that.
I do want to bring you back to the economy for 1 second, because as you said after that first question, you noted the fact that Democrats and Republicans should be cooperating, should be working together on the economy. As the administration does move forward, this is, of course, a major concern for the American people. What do you have in terms of planning looking out now to help stimulate the economy today?
Well, a continuation of what we're doing now, which is to stimulate the economy by continuing to focus on infrastructure, by giving taxes and more tax breaks to small businesses. They're the job creators, they're the incubator of job creation. They need the help, and by continuing the middle-class tax cut so that middle-class people have disposable income in order to meet their needs, and in turn, that stimulates the economy. And I hope the Republicans, when we get back, will in fact lift their hold on us being able to vote on a tax cut for small businesses that is tied up in the Senate. So I just hope we begin to focus more on job creation than on, as the leader of the Republican Party, Mr. Sessions, in charge of the re-election of the Congress, said that what we have to do is return to exactly what we were doing before. That's not much of an alternative.
Vice President Joe Biden, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Eric. Pleasure to be with you.